Hello, hello. This is Blues with Saturn Blues Gaming coming back to Scarlethollow. So, it's been a little bit since I played this, so there's gonna be a little bit of a recap for those that didn't get a chance to see the last episode. So, let's get back to it. So yeah, let's start the recap. So for those who haven't seen this is Scarlethollow. It's a visual novel, romance / horror. So, you know, sit down, enjoy the show. Here's the recap. But just a recap of episode 2. Or maybe a full recap. Yeah, just give us a full recap. The long lost cousin. The bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late night stops and seedy depots that would have felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Pearl Ann Scarlett, your cousin's mother, and your aunt seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. As the lock falls, the doors moan open, revealing the entrance to what once must have been an incredibly lavish ballroom. Faintly in the distance, you can hear the quiet notes of an old piano playing from another room. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of Stella's flashlight, while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. Come on, whatever your name is, grab that flashlight and help me line up a good shot. As the creatures in the tree line grow louder and more numerous, Gretchen violently strains against her harness. You dive forward and scoop Gretchen into your arms just before she manages to wriggle out of her harness. Your eyes fixate on the dark tree line over Duke's shoulder. God damn it! Stella, keep an eye on her for us. Make sure she doesn't get into any more trouble. My grandmother called them ditchlings, and they are a terrible omen, a sign of great suffering and destruction to come. Make yourself at home. From now on, you're back at the estate by bedtime. No more impromptu sleepovers. Wow, that is some heavy stuff. No wonder Stella seemed distant. I'm gonna keep my ears open for you. The diner is where everyone comes to gossip, so I hear a lot about what goes on around here. I'll let you know if anyone mentions those monsters or anything else strange or unusual. Have either of you seen Rosalina around town? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts, and I wanted to make sure she isn't getting into any trouble out there. Hi, Dr. Kelly. We're wondering if it would be okay if Reese could come hang out. Nothing strenuous, we promise. Whatever you two have planned is probably beyond what he can manage right now anyways. Stay home. Wait for the week to end. Don't keep putting yourself in the path of danger. This is all I ask. As you leave Tabitha's office, you take a moment to get your bearings, only to be interrupted by a sudden movement out of the corner of your eye. A girl carrying a bundle of snacks pops through a hole in the fence and disappears over the crest of the hill. She didn't. I guess the old Maxwell place doesn't cut it as a secret hangout post these days. But the Shaw Mine? That place was shut down like 100 years ago. After a collapse that killed over 100 people. You pull out your phone and dial your cousin. What is it? You know I'm in a meeting. A kid just snuck into the Shaw Mine. I figured you should know. What? Are you serious? Why do things keep happening to me? Whatever. I'll head over as soon as I can. Just stay where you are and wait for me, alright? God, I don't even know why I'm trying to reason with you. It's not like you'll listen. My dad is a foreman at the contentious mining facility, and he says they only abandoned this mine because there wasn't enough coal left. So it's actually really safe, and we can hang out here whenever we want. Correction, your father was a foreman at the continuous mining facility. We'll see if he even has a job come tomorrow morning. My dad says our house is haunted. Kanika is interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. Wait a second. Where'd the three of you run off to? Are you kidding me? There's something in the darkness before you that's much louder, though you don't hear it, but you can feel it in your chest, like the deep growl of a predator. What do you think you're doing? Get away from there. Your cousin dives towards you, but not before the light from your phone illuminates the chamber. Blues, are you alright? Wait, Becca and Alexis is still down there. You can't just leave them here. I know which way they're going. They'll listen to you this time, I promise. Your surroundings quake as the mine collapses around you. Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along the dark room road. You collapse in Tabitha's dusty guest bed, your head empty of thoughts. After a time in the Shaw mine, you barely even notice the dust. When you close your eyes, you see Rosalina's face, twisted with pain, staring up at you with tear-streaked cheeks, trapped by powers beyond her control, terrified of what her now uncertain future would hold. And now, we wake up, and that is the end of the recap. Sunshine filters in through the dusty windows of the estate as the dull aches of last night's activities throb in and out of focus. You manage to survive the night in the town of Scarlethollow. As you pull yourself out of bed, you can feel the soot and grime of Shaw Mine still stuck to your skin. Let's take a shower. So, I hope everyone enjoyed that recap. So, TLDR, we arrived to Scarlethollow. We saw these strange-ass creatures kill a person in the first episode. And then the second episode, Tommy Knockers, or the ghost of the mines, caused a cave-in that crushed Rosalina's leg. There you go. One thing I will like to say is one of the coolest things about this visual novel compared to everything else is the fact that you make up your history as you go. So you're not there's not like a predestined, background you come from. You make it up. So do your choices and your answers in like certain questions and things like that. So it's pretty cool. I've played part 1 and 2. I recorded part 1. I live streamed part 2, and I'm gonna keep playing through this episode, and then the next time we post will be the last episode until the next one comes out, which I'm hoping is soon because I'm really enjoying the game. Let's take a shower. You step into the guest bedroom or bathroom and into the shower. The water is hot and surprisingly enough clean. As steam fills your lungs and soot washes down your drain, every minute feels like another thread holding this town together starts to unravel. Thoughts of doom consume me. So I'm actually going to think about someone special. Normally I go by my traits, which is street smart and mystical, but I'm gonna think about somebody special here. And that someone special is Stella. So you think about Stella, your intrepid cryptid hunting companion, and everything the two of you have been through since you got into town. I'm done here. You turn off the faucet and dry yourself off. Time to start your day. Let's text Stella. Okay. Send a photo of a creepy mascot in a grungy basement. Probably a bit before you get a response. And then I'll also text Kanika because I want to be friends with her too. And then how are things with an exhausted Ben Affleck? Yes. I wish I could text and then I'm gonna message the group chat. Y'all, I actually bonded with Tabitha last night. I get to meet Reese today. But I'm all about memes. But you know, I get to meet Reese today. And then let's check out the closet. How long were you going to have to sleep in this room without realizing you shared the space with that doll? So, my mom loves to collect dolls. And when I say they're the creepiest experience ever, they're creepy. Like, they're really pretty during the daytime, but at night, the beady eyes just staring. Hopefully it doesn't get up and move while you're not around. I'm gonna pick it up. You pick it up and examine it more closely. It foottree property of Alexandria. You put it back and close the closet behind you. Just look out the window. You can only imagine how beautiful the garden must have been in its heyday. A different you might have been taken away by the view, drifting into fantasies about how you might have tidied it up and enjoy tea by the fountain. But a lot has happened since you first arrived into town. Alright, let's head downstairs. So it's time to start the day. Ooh, you enter the kitchen to find your cousin in the midst of devouring a pint of banana chocolate chunk. She isn't alone. Tabitha, so as I've mentioned in my previous two episodes, I've been trying to get on Tabitha's good side because I'm pretty sure that there's going to be an ending where she's going to be like pivotal to getting into a good ending. I don't know that for sure because there's only 4 episodes out, but better safe than sorry, right? Frau glares at you from a usual spot on the counter as a red-headed woman busies herself trying to tidy as best she can. Tabitha's eyes dart to the corner of the room, almost as if she's ashamed of being caught in the act of stress-eating ice cream for breakfast. Okay, hey Tabitha, how's it going? Hey cuz, how's it hanging? No. How's it going? That little girl from last night, apparently they had to take off her foot, so I'm a little stressed. Tabitha takes one last spoonful of the ice cream that scars the empty container, turns to you with her trademark scowl. Let's get going. I have an errand to run in town, and every time I've left you alone, something terrible wound up happening to you, so you're coming with me. Take her foot? Jesus, Tabitha, you're not... let's see. Yay, cousin bonding time. I think... hold on. I'm not gonna do that because she's very, like, short as it is. I'll be out there in a couple of minutes. Gotta wrap up my morning routine. I feel like shit from last night and I still have to wrap up. Look, I get it, but there's a lot on my plate today and I want to spend some time with you before more things start piling on. I already waited enough for you to get up. Janie, lock up when you leave, please, and do not rearrange any. Don't go rearranging anything. I'll know. As you're ready to leave, Janie approaches from the far side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains between the two of you, impatiently tapping her foot. Oh, Blues, before you go, I heard what happened last night. I mean, I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now, and then I heard it again. I just want to say that I'm so sorry you got caught up in that. I'll be praying for Oscar and poor little Rosalina. They're such sweethearts. Couldn't have happened to nicer people. Last night was an unavoidable tragedy, but I'm afraid there's more to come. Oh dear, that sounds just dreadful. Have you considered stopping by the church at some point this week? My husband's the pastor. He's been going absolutely stir-crazy since we moved here, what, with nobody really attending sermons. It'll probably do him a lot of good to talk through your worries. Maybe. We'll see. Oh, take your time, of course. You're here all week after all. Just know that you can stop by the church anytime. The door is always open. I love to chat, but I hate to interrupt your work. I'm in town for another few days, though, if you've got time. Of course, like I said, feel free to swing by the church any old time. Alright, let's go. Bye, Janie. Be safe out there, you two. You and Tabitha walk through the doors of the estate and into the car. The ride to town is uneventful. Your cousin, unsurprisingly, more focused on the road than making conversation. So you won't be talking to her. Alright. We'll just pop into the general store for a few minutes. After everything that's happened the past 2 days, it's nice to just go on an errand. Exactly. You and Tabitha turn as the door to the general store bursts open. A flustered Kanika exits, shouting behind her. Fine! Okay! Keep coddling him! Keep letting him get away with stuff you never would have let me so much as think about! I'm sick of carrying this family! Kanika storms off, the door slowly drifting shut behind her. Other people in that drama. If more people kept things to themselves, they'd be a lot happier. I'm glad she's finally letting loose. Maybe her family will stop taking advantage of her. I mean, she's been so measured since I've met her, you know? Her family's taking advantage of her because she lets them, not because she's normally measured and composed. A display like this means nothing if she's still here next year, and yet again the year after that. If anything, it just tightens the ties that bind her here. Why do you care so much? Because she's one of the few people in town I actually respect. It's why we don't get along. We're burning daylight. Come on already. The bells of the general store chime as you cross the threshold. The smell of old wood and steamy herbal tea flood your senses, make you feel instantly at home. Good morning, you two. I hope you're doing well after last night's activities. Morning. Is the new blend ready? Of course. Blues, if you'd like to keep Mouse company, Tabitha and I will be just a minute. Is Kaniko okay? Of course. She just needs time to cool down. Emotions are a little high considering everything that happened yesterday. She'll settle down soon enough. I'm just glad both my little ones made it out okay. Sybil motions for Tabitha to follow, and they both disappear into the tea room, closing the door behind them with a tinkering of bells. I'm gonna try to listen in. You find a subtle spot near the door and listen in. The walls of the tea room are surprisingly thick, and you can only make out snippets of conversation. I know it's longer. Short notice aren't easy to come by. Is there enough? Just fine. Make sure this is all. Not keeping it. You only have one. Plenty of times. Your listening is halted as the tinkling bells announce another patron. Oh, excuse me. Wait, you're Blues, aren't you? My name is Bo, Duke's boy. It's a pleasure to meet you. The policeman told me you saw what happened to my daddy. Folks don't seem to care that your dad is dead, do they? Oh, folks have been coming by. My mama and me have been getting visitors, but it'd be awful helpful if the police was able to get his body out of the woods. Give us both some peace of mind, and we could have a proper funeral. They seem to think he's still alive out in the woods, but me and Mama both know he ain't coming back. Mama's pretty broken up about it. I'm trying to hold it together since I'm the man of the house now, but it ain't easy. Me and him was supposed to bring Big Betty to the state fair this week, but now he's gone. And as of this morning, so is she. So I suppose if I'm not going to the fair, might as well make myself useful and get out in the woods and look for what's left of my daddy. You was there, right? Could you tell me where to look so I can try to find him? Yeah, I can. Hold on. He died on the northeast edge of town, off of a Signa trail. Thank you, Blues. I appreciate you trying to help us out. I don't rest easy knowing he's out there somewhere all by his lonesome. And please, tell Miss Scarlett I'm sorry about her mama. Tabitha and Sybil are still in the tea room. Your phone buzzes. Oh my god, hey, I overslept. Still gotta make myself breakfast. Meet at the library after I figure out a plan. Don't worry, I never forget about our Reese plans. Can't wait. Stella sends you back an image of an exhausted alien. Hey again, lol. If you want to come over for breakfast, would honestly love to hang out. Then it buzzes yet again. Somebody was busy this morning. Oh, hey again. If you want to hang out before the library thing, I'm parked in an abandoned lot by the gas station. It's hard to miss. You have plenty of time before dinner at Reese's house. Okay. Shit. I'm gonna swing by Stella's. Like I said, my thing in this storyline is to do a little romancing of, you know, do the Chloe Price, Max Caulfield type deal, you know? First girl wins. But honestly, when I play again, like I might do like a live stream on Twitch about romancing Kanika, because I feel like Stella and Tabitha had something. So I think in my next playthrough, when I live stream it, which is like what? Every episode is like 2 hours, right? So that's like 8 hours worth. So I might live stream doing the Kanika run. You know, like a romance of Kanika, you know? So for now, we're doing Stella, but I want to be friends with Kanika. All the same. And Avery. Hi, Stella! Your shout is immediately met by the sound of excited Gretchen behind the door. Aw, Gretchen. An exhausted Stella groggily stares at you from her doorway. Hey, sorry, I'm a bit of a mess. I guess I slept in a lot. Give me a minute to finish getting dressed and I can make us some breakfast. Stella talks from the other room as she changes. What are you feeling for breakfast? Pancakes, eggs, and biscuits. Maybe just a classic scramble? I also have toaster waffles if that's more your speed. Okay. You know what? Okay, hold on. You know what? Offering biscuits after I've had one of Winnie's? Someone's got a family secret recipe, huh? Maybe. I never said they'd be as good as Winnie's, but I've certainly got a trick or two up my sleeve. Alright then, let's see what you've got. Biscuit it is. Excellent. You won't be disappointed. You can even make them together. Alright, let's get started. That's a cute jumpsuit. Oh, thanks, I kind of picked it out just for you. This used to be my lucky getup from back when I did ghost hunting videos. Though I guess you might call it unlucky since I've never actually seen a ghost. But hey, after the past couple of nights, maybe we could use a bit of bad luck. The kind of bad luck where we don't find anything, of course. Don't want to jinx us. We should start on food. Should we start on food? I'm starving. You're allowed to tell me what to do? Will do. I'm sure it'll catch on in no time. Biscuits from scratch seem to intimidate a lot of people, but once you get it down, they're super quick and easy. Don't you mean super easy, Barely an inconvenience. Ryan George reference. Please subscribe. Please like, comment, and subscribe to me. How about you mix the butter into the dry ingredients while I get everything else ready? She hands you a bowl. You gotta get in there with your hands. Just squish the butter into flour until all the big chunks are gone. Let's squish that mix. You get to work and start kneading the mix. Hi, Gretchen, my silly little pug. My geriatric pug. I'll start on the gravy while you're at it. Anyway, seems like you got an early start than I did today. Anything interesting happen while I was asleep? Did Tabby give you a hard time? And have you heard anything from Oscar? Tabitha was planning on babysitting me all day, but I managed to slip off while she was picking up tea. I haven't talked to Oscar yet, but apparently they had to amputate Rosalina's foot. The color drains from Stella's face. Oh no. Stella stands in silence for a moment before perking up. I baked some cookies last night after we got home. I was a little restless. I'll bring them over today. I'm not sure what else I can even do. Though cleansing his house as spiritual resident will probably be helpful too. Hope you haven't forgotten about our ghost hunting plans this evening. How are you still so positive after everything that's happened? Different people cope in different ways. I know there's nothing I can do about the situation, so I just try not to think about it. And that's the difference. Like, I appreciate this type of thought. Like my significant others tend to do the same thing. But the problem I always seem to have, though, is you can only do that for so long before it builds up and then before you crack. You know what I mean? Oh, hold on a second. There we go. I want to get myself up a little bit more there. And voila. So I'm right next to the bad boy. Okay. So I'm just trying to think about it. If I did, I might sink into a pit of despair and then I'd just be useless. Yeah, this is what I mean. This is exactly what I was saying before. Like, I tend to stress about everything. You know what I mean? Like, constantly. And I understand why people, like, don't think about it. But at the same time, I feel like there has to be a happy medium between, like, you have to pick and choose, you know, what to think about and what not to think about. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it, at least. But if I just tuck it all away, I can be there for people who need me. Like the way you've been there for folks this week. Stella may not be lying to you with those words, but she's lying to herself. These events of the past 2 nights have taken a toll on her, and the harder she tries to bury them, the closer she is to collapsing under their weight. You don't need to hold yourself together around me. Oh, that's sweet of you. Maybe when this is all said and done, I can lean on you and let it all out. But that's something for future Stella to worry about. I'm present, Stella, and my main concern is making sure we get a good breakfast so we're fueled up for our ghost hunt tonight. After everything we've been through, I'm pretty nervous. What if it's as bad as the last couple of nights have been? I think ghosts are usually pretty harmless. As long as you're not adventuring in an abandoned mine, I don't see how legit haunting could even be anywhere near as bad as everything that happened to us yesterday or the day before. I think we're in for a chill evening. Ooh. I feel like you're kind of ignoring my reservations, and you've sort of been doing that with a lot of people. What do you mean? Every time someone pushes back on something dangerous, you roll right over them. Now, When we heard you wanted us to go after it. No, Tabitha keeps... No. Every time someone pushes back on something dangerous, you roll right over them. Me, Tabitha, Kanika, it happens a lot. You're right. I'm sorry. I guess I sometimes get lost in the moment. No, I know this is something I do. I know that's probably part of the reason I film most of my videos myself. I'll try to do better, but that doesn't change the fact that Oscar needs our help, or that something terrible will happen to my home if we don't get to the bottom of things. Are we good? Why wouldn't we be? Okay, yeah, you're right. You're important to me and I don't want to mess things up with you. I'll try to be better. How's the squishing coming along? Messy, but good, I think. Stella reaches over and takes the bowl from you. Looks perfect. Now I just have to add the wet stuff and we're in for business. Don't worry, I'll do the whole roll out and fold part. I know that might be intimidating. You wash your hands as Stella adds her milk concoction to the flour mixture, stirring a few times before turning to the counter for the final steps. Our little babies are ready to go in the oven. And if you don't mind, I'm gonna make an egg for myself while we wait. Actually, could I have an egg too? Of course, the more the merrier. Over like over easy. Stella cracks an egg into the fresh pan and gets back to work on the stove. Thanks for coming over, by the way. It gets lonely here sometimes. Hold on. Let's explore Tabitha. Why do you still bother with Tabitha? She's so mean to you. I don't think that's true. She's distant, sure, and kind of terse, but I think that's just her way of joshing with me. Like the old band from the Mind thing. She's so funny. I don't like that she should just talk to you. I know. I wish she would. But she cut herself off from the rest of the world. The best I can do is be there for her in case she ever changes her mind. You and Tabitha give off a bit of an ex's vibe. Is it that obvious? I guess you could say we kind of dated. It was never really official, and she might tell it a little bit differently, but as far as I'm concerned, that was my first relationship. Not that she's my type or anything. Honestly, that's a lot closer to you. So, you play for left field then? Maybe more like center? I'm into all kinds of people if that's what you're asking. Do you still have feelings for her? In case I haven't made it blindly obvious, I'm interested in someone else. Ooh. No, I'm hella interested. Interested in someone else? If you're talking about who I think you're talking about, I'm sure the feeling's mutual. Oh yeah? If that's the case, maybe I'll have to make a move soon before someone else snatches her up. See, I know a lot of people are like, it feels weird going after my cousin's ex. But me, I don't think Tabitha really I feel like if I could ship Tabitha and Kanika, I would. But no, I think in my Kanika run, I'm gonna do all I can to get Stella and Tabby back together. Cause Tabitha deserves to be happy. Like, I guess it's hard to explain, but I see a lot of myself in Tabitha at times. Like, you guys may not see it because, I'm, a yapper. But outside of this, I kind of keep myself in a bubble, I kind of keep myself locked off from the world, and I don't trust easily, I'm still the same person, but that's pretty much how I sit. I don't trust easily. I don't talk to people easily. I just kind of, I'm just kind of alone. And like I said, I do have significant others. I love them dearly, but when it's just me alone by myself, like in, you know, at night when it kind of, when it's there, I feel more alone than ever. And Tabitha is like that too, you know? So I feel a lot of kinship with her. I'm not as short as she is and you know, not as standoffish as she is. But that's basically who I am, you know? I vibe with her. I'm gonna leave this alone. Cool. Now you know. Do you think you'll always live here? Have you ever thought about moving away? It's hard to say. This house means a lot to me. This town means a lot to me. Now, I haven't had to think about where to live or where to go. But I guess I could see myself leaving for the right reasons. Or for the right person. Honestly, I could see myself more staying here than leaving there. Kanika told me about what happened to your parents. Oh yeah, died in a car crash. They were taking me to college. I didn't wind up going. Not much more to be said. She said no. That's why you've been so nervous around cars. Yeah. Can we talk about something else? If you're lonely, why not hang out with Avery? Yeah, let's get the Avery. Avery is a total sibling. They are a total sibling, and I'm here for the Avery agenda. I think on my third playthrough, I'm gonna call it Outsiders Stick Together. Where me and Avery, we're just in a relationship. That has to, like, straight up. Because Avery is such a sibling. Oh, that's a good question. I guess I just don't know them very well. I grew up with Reese and Kanika and Tabby. Even you don't seem like a stranger with who you're related to. Every moved here a few years ago, kind of close on the heels of all the stuff with the accident. So I guess I wasn't really in the right headspace for making new friends. I do go to the parties now that you mention it. It is weird that I haven't thought to hang out with them outside of that. I should text them sometime. You should. You and Kanika seem really close. Yeah, it's nice that she's back in town, but I wish it were under better circumstances. She's so busy with the store, too. I don't know how she does it. It's been nice hanging out with her more the past couple of days. Though again, better circumstances would be nice. So, we're actually going to meet Reese today, right? Heck yeah, we are. If Dr. Kelly tries to turn us away again, we can just sneak in. Nothing will stand in the way of us and friendship. Are you sure he's real? At the very least, he was real for most of his childhood. And if he's a ghost now, that's even better. He can tell us what being a ghost is like. His mom's got it rough. Yeah, I can't imagine being in her shoes. Yeah, another thing. I may have not met Reese yet, but talking to his mom, I kind of feel bad for her. You know, like, I've mentioned this a few times on the channel, but I am a bubble boy. Okay? What's the best way to put this? I'm kind of like high key. I suffer from a neurological disease, multiple sclerosis. And because of that, my immune system is shot. So the minute I step outside, wapow, I'm sick. And when I get sick, I get like damn near death type sick. The last time I got sick, I was literally hallucinating that I was like a secret agent. And I was being tortured by getting caught in this contraption that would squeeze my chest. And you don't know what it's like having to flip from the real world into your hallucination and the pain being there, because I was coughing so hard, I felt like I broke a rib. It was really bad. And so my mom is very protective because of that. So is my dad, in fact. Both my mom and my dad are very, very protective of me. And it doesn't help too that my mom, you know, is very sickly as well. So my dad's like uber protective. So I should say she reminds me more of my dad. Oh, and not to mention my sister. Just a whole, like, three sick people. My dad has it rough. Her whole life is taking care of him at this point, you know? What's he like? I'm not about to ruin a cool and mysterious introduction by telling you. I think you'll like him, though. I'll leave it at that. How's the food coming? Ooh, a timer goes off and Stella excitedly pops open the oven, pulling out a tray of delectable biscuits. Funny you should ask. Looks like we're done here. And with that, breakfast is served. Oh yeah, that's fresh biscuits, alright. Still not as good as diners, but if I could capture the kind of perfection, there would be no mountains left for me to conquer. Better to have the thrill of a challenge. So glad you came home today, but I have a little bit of a hard time sleeping the past couple of nights. I'm sure you can relate. I think I needed a nice slow morning like this, just hanging out with you. Oh, as you and Stella start to dig in, you're interrupted by a phone alarm, sir. Oh shoot, I almost forgot, it's Mayor Jimmy Day. If they're even still doing it after last night. I wonder how far the news has spread. Either way, it's a good excuse to meet up with Oscar and see how Rosalina's doing. Gretchen balks at the mention of Mayor Jimmy. Aw, Gretchen! My little pasalito. You should let Avery know. Yeah, you're right. I don't know if they have work today, but I should. But I shouldn't keep giving myself reasons not to reach out to them. Let's scarf this down and head on over. I'll make sure to bring some biscuits for the mayor. Yeah, Avery needs friends. He is, like, they are so alone. You and Stella make your way to the library. It's busier than usual. A small crowd is already formed in the corner of the main foyer. Hopefully everyone else will get here soon. Hey, came over as soon as I got your message. Had no idea this was going on today. Thanks so much for the heads up. Great, we're all here. Oh hey, Avery. Here to see the mayor? Kind of. I mostly stopped by to see all of y'all. The diner's been buzzing about what happened last night. It's just awful. Poor Rosalina. I hope she's doing okay, but it sounds like... Avery glances around before leaning in, lowering their voice. This is just between us, but it sounds like the miners might strike over this. It's getting really serious. Oh, wow. Par to him. It's about time. Though, can you strike without a union? I don't think you can legally call it a strike. I think you have to say it's like a collective action or something. Still, I hope Tabitha is shaking her boots right now. Are things at the mines really that bad? Poor Tab is really going to go through it this week. Stella, forget I said anything. It looks like it's our turn with the mayor. Ain't no goddamn way. Ain't no goddamn way. This is a lie. I refuse. No. No, 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 no. I refuse to believe this. I straight up refuse. Are you fucking kidding me? A dog? This town deserves to get purged. Okay. Hold on. Time to do the handy dandy disappearing act. 1, 2. Oh. Like, ain't no goddamn way. Ain't no goddamn way. I cannot believe this. I cannot believe... Just hold on. Jeez. I sincerely can't believe this. Like... This is so fucking stupid. How can you be a dog? You can tell this dog is the mayor from his little sash and his fancy top hat. There's a regal air about him, almost if he knows the position of authority he's been elected to. Get the fuck out of here. And unless you're mistaken, the serious man by his side is Deputy Franklin, one of the policemen you spoke to following your encounter with the Woods on Monday. The mayor's little nose starts twitching as you approach. His doggy eyes shine with curious intensity. He knows you have something. Hey yo, take these peanuts. The mayor's nose twitches eagerly at the strong odor, and then he's on them in a flash, ripping through the plastic and devouring the soft-shell legumes. Drop it, sir, drop it. His security detail tries to tear him away, but it's too late. The peanuts are already eaten. Oh, hey, you finally got rid of those things. Thank God. You'd better hope those nuts settle well. If the mayor gets any tummy trouble after eating your disgusting pocket peanuts, there'll be hell to pay. He holds off his paw as if to shake your hand. It's lovely to meet you, Mr. Mayor. You reach forward to take the mayor's little paw in your hand, but his burly security detail stops you. No paw shaking, only head pats and ear scratches allowed. Isn't he just the cutest? It's the best part of living in Scarlethollow besides nature. And all my friends and Winnie's Biscuits. Oh, and the close-knit small-town community, of course. But having a dog mayor is a close fifth, no contest. He's pretty cute. It's almost like he really thinks he's the mayor, the way he sits all regal like that. It returns to you conspiratorially. Though to be honest, I voted for Daisy in the last election, but don't tell him that. Gretchen hates it here. Gretchen squirms in Stella's arms, trying to get to Mayor Jimmy. Hey, whoa, Gretchen, calm down, old girl. You're gonna pull a muscle. Mitch Richmond, I'm gonna have to ask you and your dog to step away from the mayor. I should have known better. These two have never been able to get along. Stella walks off, struggling to hold Gretchen back. Kanika and Avery are quick to follow. Unfucking believable. I'm unfucking believable. Bloop. Like, ain't no goddamn way. Dog for a mayor my ass. Yeah, let's follow him. On ain't no goddamn way. Alright, looks like everyone else is already talking to Oscar in the next room. Good lord! Before you can catch up to your companions, you are interrupted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. Mystical, it's hard to put a finger on it, but something compels you to dislike him. Wherever he is, you can feel his desperation to make good first impression, self-sustained and self-fulfilling prophecy. So something is compelling us to hate this guy. Sounds like old Gretchen and the mayor have some unresolved issues, wouldn't you say? I'm Pastor Daniel. I take it your blues? Everyone's been buzzing about you. I'm so sorry about your aunt, but I'm sure she's in a better place now. I doubt Pearl Ann's in a better place. It sounds like she was awful. Oh, I'm sure she wasn't that bad. Most people here are good deep down inside, especially not to speak ill of the dead. Janie mentioned you this morning. That woman is the light of my life. I'm so glad she's there to help your cousin through this rough patch. I should go. It was nice meeting you, though. Of course, and if you find yourself in need of counseling or spiritual guidance, you know where to find me. That sounds lovely. Thank you. Really? Oh, that's great. That's great. Sorry, I just don't get positive responses when I ask folks if they want to come up to the church. Anytime that works for you, just swing by. I'm sure I'll be around. Haha! It was lovely to meet you, and you have a blessed day, Blues. Blessed day to you, too. Weirdo. Little known fact. He's at the last episode of this damn game, he's gonna be the main villain. Nothing to do now but catch up with their companions. Let's go get 'em. Hey yo, DILF alert. DILF alert. If he wasn't a DILF before, he is a DILF now. Look at him. 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 The duffiest diff that ever diffed. I heard from Blues what happened, Oscar. I'm so sorry. Poor Rosalina. I can't even imagine how scary this has been for her. She seems in high spirits right now, but they've got on some pretty tough pain medication, so I'm not sure how strong she's going to feel when that wears off. And was the whole foot? Yeah, it was bad, but she's alive. We'll both be able to move on from this. We just have to get through the tough parts first. I should have done more for her. No, you don't have to beat yourself up over this. She's actually been talking about you all morning. She's really happy that you are able to help her and all her little friends. She keeps saying how much she wants to bake you a cake. Of course, we need a real kitchen for that, not just a hot plate. I'm sorry to cut our conversation short, but I'd better get going. I was only supposed to come back to pick up a few things, but then the hospital called and said there's been some big bus accident on the highway and they need the bed, so I have to come pick her up. Even though our house is still haunted and the only place she can lie down until then is the dirty back room that drove her away in the first place, and Mayor Jimmy Day is happening. Sorry. I'm just a little overwhelmed. It's okay, Oscar. We're here to help. Yeah, we're going to get that ghost. If you'd like, we could cleanse your house. Your house while you go pick her up. Seems like a good idea to do while the sun is still up anyway, right? If only, but it doesn't come out during the day. So any cleansing attempts are going to have to wait until nightfall. I'm still not sure we can get rid of it at all. I think I'd have to see for myself that it was gone. If it managed to trick me a couple of times, and I can't handle any more surprises right now. I've got every ghost hunting device known to man. You're in good hands, Oscar. We have the power of friendship on our side. Heck yeah, we do. If anime has taught me anything, it's that the power of friendship is unstoppable. That's a lovely sentiment. I'm sure Rosalina will at least be glad to know that you did all your best to help her. I'm heading out. It should be dark by the time we get back, so I suppose I'll see you all then. Oscar hurries off, car keys jingling as he jogs out the door. Goodbye, Dilf. Let's head up to Reese's. Maybe we can get him to come ghost hunting with us. Oh no, you're not going to try to get Dr. Kelly to let him leave the house, are you? She'll kick us out for even asking. I wonder if he even knows what's happening last night. I don't know how disconnected he is from the news around town. Gee, should we tell him? It is always better to know about stuff like this. Withholding information and trying to keep people in dark on purpose doesn't really help anyone. That's my opinion, at least. Anyway, y'all have fun at Dr. Kelly's place. Catch you tonight in the haunted house. Bye, Avery. See you, Avery. Anyway, Shari, time to go. Oh, wait. I'm going to invite Tabitha. Do you mind if I invite Tabitha ghost hunting? Please don't. Oh my god, yes, can you imagine how much fun that'll be if she actually shows? Stella, come on. I know you think you have some sort of bond with her, but she's awful. She's been nice to you. You still haven't given her a chance. Maybe if she comes along tonight, the two of you will finally get along. No. Invite her anyways, but secretly. Yeah, they'll find out when she shows up. So I finally met Pastor Daniel. It was only a matter of time until he tried to pull you aside about grief counseling. When my dad died, I had to ban him from the general store for a week. He wouldn't stop leaving these little pamphlets at the checkout. I don't know where he finds so many. I think he just really wants people to like him. But he comes off as desperate. It's a vicious cycle. Aw, when you put it like that, his whole situation is kind of sad. Even if that's the case, it doesn't mean I have to like him. Whatever his deal is, go step beyond trying too hard to get people to like him. That man was grinning through all my dad's funeral. He's not normal. And I don't mean that in a stigmatizing mental illness kind of way. There's just this little siren that goes off every time I see him that tells me to get away from him. That's exactly how I would describe it too. The whole town feels the same way now that I think about it. Must be pretty lonely. He can look for friends somewhere else. Kanika? Okay. Kanika really does feel like she's like against. I I think she's against all like spiritual magic stuff. She is a realist down to her core, and not a lot of black people are like that. We're like, a lot of us tend to be like religious or spiritual some aspects, like I am myself. But it's like, I think I said it in the first episode, but she's very like we're not a monolith, and it's very refreshing to see like a black character not be like, oh, the ghost, or or mentioning God and every other thing. It's nice to have a character that's not like that, because you don't see it often. It's very, very rare. I wonder if the pastor's cursed. I felt something odd when he came up to me, and the way everyone dislikes him seems excessive, unnaturally excessive. I know this is weird coming from me, but not everything in this town has to be spooky for supernatural reasons. Sometimes people just give off bad vibes. Agreed, we're allowed to dislike him even though he hasn't done anything wrong. That we know of. That we know of. Alright, shall we head out? I'll be so real. The three of you leave the library for an early dinner at Reese's. So I'll be so real. Doing the voices hurt for this type of game. There's so much, but I think, because I've been trying to keep it all very short lately, I think this is a good place to end. This is a good place to end this episode. So, until the next episode, which should be in a few days, you guys, take it easy. And I hope you all enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. This is Blues with Saturn Blues Gaming. Fare thee well.